Hey everyone, it's Kai from Cool Collectibles back again for another review. This time it's the Storm Collectibles Street Fighter 6 Ryu figure that's just been released, together with the Luke figure. I don't play Luke from the game. Ryu and DJ are my main characters that I play. So I just had to pick this up, and as you can see, the set here is pretty much stacked to the brim. And I have to say, just my early look at the figure, I love what they're doing with these characters. They keep improving Storm, and I think Ryu's probably as perfect a figure in this scale that I've got in my collection. But I'll give you guys a closer look at that in a second. I'll just quickly go through the box and all the accessories. Hold on. Box art wise, not too much to write home about. This is just the artwork from the game itself. You get a bit more of the concept art there, and then you get some pretty nice photos of the figure and all of the accessories and so on in different poses and so on, so you can use that as reference. Or what I like to do is use the actual Storm website and some of the awesome blogger photos that Storm put up, similar to the way Hot Toys does. So they do that pretty well in sending out the figure to the toy photographers that do a far better job than I do. In terms of accessories, it does come with this pretty nice printed background from the game itself, and this time I think with the Ultra Street Fighter 2 figures they did include something similar, but all of mine always ended up damaged or bent, but this time it came in pretty much undamaged condition, and that is a beautiful background that I will probably start using. And on the back here you also have a nice picture there of him with some of the kanji there, so that is pretty nice too. So you can pick and choose which one you want to use. In terms of accessories, he does come with his little cloak thing here, which is the only soft goods in the set itself. Everything else is just plastic, but I do like the way they've done that. Is very accurate to the game itself, and I do like that they've got this little bit of dirt or dark wash at the bottom here for a bit of I guess battle damage or dirt on there to add a bit of realism. And the way they've done the wiring along the front edge, all the edges pretty much have a wire, so you can try to place it around his shoulders and so on as much as you can. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use this. I didn't it's sort of grown on me a little bit through the game, but I didn't particularly like the style where he had that draped around him, but it has grown on me a little bit, and the way they've done it is pretty good. So I'll show it with this on the figure in a second. It comes with his fireball, which is accurate to the game. I don't think the Ultra Street Fighter 2 version was the same as this. I don't have any of the other versions, but it comes with the stand as well, which is nicely done, and you have a whole bunch of various extensions and so on, so you can even put him in the Shoryuken pose as well, I think, if you've got a clasp. But overall I think that's pretty nice for the fireball. It comes with the standard stoic head sculpt out of the box, but comes with 3 swap out options. So this is more of the, I guess, more of an angry fight preparing look, which is pretty nice. I love the way they've done the beard and the hair at the top there, really nicely detailed, and the paint application is just fantastic. Each head sculpt has its own I guess bandana that you can attach to the hole at the back there. So you can rotate it around and have it flying in the air or down or whichever way, so that's a nice touch there. Comes with his grimacing face there, which is quite nice, and then the shouting sculpt, which I'll probably end up using depending on the pose, I guess. I do love his blade kick move, or the donkey kick, where he does look like this. That's probably my favorite move in the game with him, that I use the most, so I'll probably end up using this. And then of course he comes with a whole bunch of hands. So he comes with the fists, but he also comes with the usual Hadouken hands. He comes with a pair of Kung Fu chopping hands. Oh no, actually these might be the Hadouken hands. I think the ones before are just the sort of fight posing hands. So these are the Hadouken ones, and then these are the sort of fight posing as he's preparing to start the round. So all the options you will need to set up the pose in any way you want. But I'll grab him back and I'll give you guys a closer look at this pretty awesome figure. Hold on. Alright, so here he is up close, and I just love the proportions of this figure. I was worried about how they were going to set out the proportions, but they've really improved maybe in the last 5 or 6 figures within the various series that they have. The Ultra Street Fighter 2 figures do, for Ryu and Ken at least, are a little bit out of proportion, and the body proportions aren't quite really the way they used to look in the game, but this particular version I think replicates the game to perfection. And the way they've done the musculature around this sort of softer vinyl section as well as the plastic section, they've really perfected how they've done that over the last couple of years, I think. And you can see that improvement in the more recent Street Fighter figures as well. Articulation wise, you get all the awesome Storm articulation points, so the usual butterfly joint with that floating piece in the middle there. You got the rotation at the bicep and the double jointed elbow, which gives a very nice range of motion. The way they do the waist, where there's the ab crunch and waist rotation there, as well as the centerpiece through the chest there, so you can get him, arching quite a bit to do that donkey kick that I'll show a little bit later. So you can get him arched quite a long way. So the way they've done that floating piece at the top does give you that extra bit of articulation. In terms of the hips here, he does go quite a fair way out, as you can see there. Just preparing for the donkey kick there. He does have the double jointed knee as well, so it only goes to about that much, which is probably okay for most poses. He's got a rotation at just the top of the ankle there, and then he's got the usual pivot back and forth and the toe hinge there as well, and the ankle rocking. So just be careful how you manipulate the ankle rocker and so on, but you can get him into some pretty dynamic poses. So just watch out for the joint there for any paint rub or snappage. But overall, that's pretty much the articulation. I think compared to some of the sort of Marvel Legends or other cheaper figures, I think this is well worth the higher price. I think the only other figures in a slightly smaller scale that have probably comparable articulation are the SH Figure Arts, but I think Storm at the moment really knock it out of the park. But now I'll grab the old Ultra Street Fighter 2 Ryu and give you a side-by-side and why I think some of the proportions have really definitely improved. Alright, so here are the two Ryu side-by-side, and you can pretty much obviously see the difference in body proportions there. The Street Fighter 2 Ryu and Ken figures were the first in the series, and immediately straight out of the gate people were complaining about the stockiness of the figures. The legs are definitely too short, and the torso too long, and you can see how they've definitely improved that, where the proportions in terms of the upper body and the lower body are far more accurate to the game and I guess human anatomy. Even the head sculpts are getting slightly smaller as well, which are probably more accurate to the game itself, but I think they really have improved that over the last couple of years. I think the way they've done the upper torso there, the detail, I guess this is more of a cartoon style in line with the game, but just the added detail, paint application, has improved so much in terms of the last few years. I think the Street Fighter 2 figures maybe came out maybe at least 3 years ago now. I can't quite remember, but I think just look at all the paint application there, the detailing in the musculature. It really has improved over the years, and I would hope that Storm, maybe in their plans, would re-release the Ultra Street Fighter 2 Ryu and Ken figures as the two main characters out of that game. The most recent Fei Long definitely had more of a style like this for the new Street Fighter 6 Ryu, with the very similar body proportions, I would have to say. Apart from, I guess, his Ryu is definitely more buff, but the length of the legs, the torso, etc. really are the way that Storm are going, and hopefully they can get back to re-releasing Ryu and Ken. But that's pretty much it for a side-by-side with the older figure. And before I wrap up, I might just give you a look on how this cloak thing looks on him. It's pretty simple to put on. I think you just wrap it through there, get his head over the top of it like that, get his bandana out. Luckily that's all sort of soft plastic. So I think the only thing you might need to do is bend the wire at this point here so it drapes nicely and follows the curve of his shoulder there. But other than that, that's pretty much what he looks like in the game in that new costume. I don't know, I have sort of grown used to it, but I never really thought he would fight with that on and would just take it off. So I guess in my display I might not even bother having it on. But it is good for the odd photo opportunity. But that's pretty much it for all of my thoughts on this new Ryu figure. Hopefully you like my thoughts and can give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I do have the upcoming Street Fighter 2 Blanka figure. It hasn't quite released yet in Hong Kong, I don't think, but hopefully it releases before the end of the year and I get that in time to do a review for you in December. I'm trying to think of what else I've got coming in December. Apart from that, there might be one more large-scale statue with the tweeter head Beastman, but hopefully you can stick around for all of that, and until next time, thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.